Support for Another Round comes from Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com today for a domain experience that's transparent and easy to set up. Just make sure you enter offer code Another Round at checkout to get 10% off. Make your next move with Squarespace.
Hey everyone, Eleanor from the Pod Squad here. I just wanted to share with you some very exciting news, and that is that Another Round is having a live show in Chicago, and we want to see you there. Join us on June 21st at Thalia Hall for a live taping of the podcast. It's going to be amazing. It's part of WBEZ's Podcast Passport series. And tickets go on sale on Friday, May 5th. And for more information, go to wbez.org/events.
I want you to look at the person next to you. I want you to say, look at you. Look at you. Have you looked at you today? Have you looked at you today? You poppin'. You poppin'. One more time. Have you looked at you today? Have you looked at you today? You poppin'. You poppin'.
Oh my God.
I'm weeping. I can't do the show. I'm sorry.
Hi everyone, I'm Heben.
I'm Tracy.
Get it together, Tracy.
No.
Yes.
Fuck it up.
And this is Another Round with Heben and Tracy.
Woo,
Hey,
woo,
Heben and Tracy.
What?
Heben and Tracy. All right.
Figgy. It's
Ooh.
the 90s. I
Figgy
guess.
pudding. Yeah. Figgy.
Okay, party's
Come
over.
on. You guys not remember
Heaven
that?
ruined it.
You know,
Heaven
okay.
ruined it.
That was a reference to something that I don't know
the moment is gone.
what it is.
Heaven.
I am
gone.
grasping at straws here. I missed your face, Tracy.
I missed yours too. I'm loopy right
Loopy as in tipsy?
now. Yeah.
Delirious?
Mm-hmm. So the voice that you just heard with those little angelic poppin' babies was Christina Coleman. She is the senior news and culture editor at Essence and one of our friends.
Hey, girl, hey.
And she was leading the babies in the affirmation, and I feel better, and I hope y'all feel better too. That's beautiful.
Affirmations are so
And
real.
they're so important.
Yes. Today is going to be all about hair.
Talking about good and bad hair. Whether you're dark or you're fair. You got it?
I know this one.
See if I can.
It's like a
good and
grease
bad
off.
hair. Yeah. And they're like throwing around racial slurs. It's awesome.
Yo,
So I feel like we've been threatening to do a hair episode for a long time.
this is true.
And we have finally made good on our promise. We are going to talk in a little bit with the one and only Afrobella, who is often known as the godmother of Black beauty blogging.
What a title.
Right? I want to be the godmother or something. Tracy, also known as the godmother of
Tweeting. Probably.
crying over dogs that she sees in public. We're going to talk with Afrobella.
And then we're going to talk with Yene Damtew.
Ooh, who's that?
So she has touched the presidential hairs
Wait, clarify that.
of a one Michelle Obama,
What?
a one Sasha Obama,
What?
a one Malia Obama. So she helps a lot with the sort of styling and the color of Michelle Obama's hair.
my
And then she's the
gosh.
primary stylist for Sasha and Malia.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I cannot
What
wait
a
to talk to
time
her.
to be alive.
I know. We also sent our hair correspondent, Chiquita Pascal, out to the very first ever Hair on Purpose conference in Harlem, which first of all sounds like the most amazing and blackest thing that's ever happened anywhere. And she talked to some incredible little girls and their parents about their hair and how to empower themselves around it. So this is going to be a big episode. I'm very, very excited. So, Heben, I know how you feel about babies.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm not going to make you wait to listen to the babies. Let's
Thank
just do
you.
it right now. We're going to start with Kayla Gilks and her mom, Kalima.
What's your interest in hair and beauty and all these things? What are your style goals?
Well, my hair, like the way I walk out my house, the way my hair look, that already tells you how my day is. If my hair is looking a hot mess, my brain is a hot mess. Now, if it's like my edges is slayed and it's in a nice little puff, then I'm good. But like, the way I wear my hair is going to tell you how I feel that day.
So what was you feeling this morning?
Very upset at you.
Why you was upset at
Because
me?
you want to be yelling at me.
Well, you was slow. We had things to do.
Oh my God, what an emotional roller coaster.
That was so much. First of all, let's talk about how I never had a style goal in my life until I was like 27 years old.
What's your style goal?
I don't know.
What was it?
Don't look a fucking mess. But
Goals,
like as a
goals.
child, like I just did not think about that at all.
That's real.
But also, how does she, like, she already knows, like, what an outward expression
knows,
of,
she
like, your
knows.
inner self, your hair can be.
It's real.
It's crazy. Another thing, like, She's definitely right about like when I'm feeling good, my hair looks good. When I'm feeling a mess, my hair looks a mess. But then there are also those days where I'm like, I feel like such a piece of shit that all I can do is my hair or most often my eyeliner. But if you ever see me with my eyeliner on point and the rest of me just looks like chewed up food, I'm going through it. But I was like, I got the eyeliner though. I got the eyeliner.
Can't touch me.
I know. So Kalima's on top of it.
I hear you, girl.
And that's why conferences like this is so important.
I love that this exists.
Right. First of all, because when I was little, like I didn't have like the language to even talk like this, let alone the space. Especially so young.
Yes. Here's Chiquita again talking with Salma Arzu Brown and her 6-year-old daughter, Bella.
How does the experience that you're giving your girls differ from how you learned about your hair? And like, what did you learn about your hair when you were their age?
You know, it's interesting because I was born and practically raised a little bit of my life in Honduras in a predominantly black community. So our crown was literally our hair. So every special event, it would be like beaded braids and it would just look beautiful. It wasn't until I came to the United States when I came across terms like bad hair and pelo malo, which I didn't understand it because the people, you know, that I was a part of in the group were all about empowering through hair, right? But as I became a mom, I realized how damaging that term would be. So what I did was create a book called Bad Hair Does Not Exist, and in Spanish, pelo malo no existe, to give proper hair terminologies so that we can work as a team and as a group and as sisters to empower each other, as simple as long, short, straight, you know, and to inspire everyone to use alternate terms and to never have to use pelo malo or bad hair because that's not encouraging. And our job here is to stick together and empower one another.
Yes. You better go off, Mom.
That is so real.
Yo, I appreciate the way she's holding it down.
Absolutely. That's a thing that I think about, but I don't think enough about, like the way that we talk about our hair and like reclaiming terms. Like I've seen t-shirts that say like all hair is good hair.
Or nappy's not a bad word.
A shirt that I made myself.
I did see it on a one Tracy Clayton.
Oh my gosh. It was in my former life as a t-shirt entrepreneur before I realized I'm a terrible businesswoman. It was like, nah.
But that's such a simple concept, but it's so real. Like it's literally a descriptor, but people don't want to use it because it's like nappy necessarily means bad. It's just like, no, this just is a description. You have wavy, you have curly, you have nappy. You know, it's degrees of curly.
Listen, afros ain't nothing but nappy ass halos, and I think they're beautiful.
Sorry,
Bam.
I'm just blown away.
Do I need to go back to my t-shirt business and put that on there? Trademark. Don't use it. It's
buy
mine.
the shit out of that t-shirt. Yo, you're about to sell out Afropunk.
Damn. Yo.
Tracy, you better get those business skills up in order.
You better.
You better.
So lastly, we have 7-year-old Alyssa Cheatham, who plays Will Smith's daughter in the film Collateral Beauty. Let's take a listen.
I know that my hair is natural. I like my hair being natural. And I like how it grows out flawless.
Any other last words? You want to just give me like a little audio selfie, like describe like what your vibe is today.
Like what is a vibe?
Like how you're feeling about yourself.
I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling passionate, and I'm feeling inspirational. And I'm feeling like a teacher, and I'm feeling like Beyonce.
Oh my God.
The giggles, and she feels like a teacher, and she feels inspirational. I can say that I'm 34 years old. I've never felt inspirational a day in my life.
Are you kidding me, Tracy?
It's beautiful.
You inspire me every day. I swear I'm about to cry.
We're both.
That was too much. Oh my God.
Go ahead, girl. That was beautiful. Also, shout out to the Hair on Purpose conference in Harlem. This was the first one. It's here to empower our young girls with their own little nappy halos.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all doing the Lord's work. We are so hyped for our next guest. She is commonly called and known as the godmother of brown beauty blogging, which is a baller-ass thing to be known as.
Young Madam CJ Walker.
Right? She's been featured in many publications, including Ebony Essence and Glamour. She created a lip gloss for MAC called All of My Purple Life. And I remember this explicitly because as soon as it came out, it sold out. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How
All
am I
my
going to get
purple
it?
life I had to fight, Tracy.
She's also in the Black Weblog Awards Hall of Fame, which I did not even know existed. Basically, if you have natural hair and you're in like the online community, like on all the YouTube tutorials and all the blogging and stuff, you've probably seen her name, and if not, you probably have her to thank for some of your favorites. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Afrobella herself, Patrice. You're sick.
Woo woo.
So speaking of this particular aesthetic, well, one of the things that really bugs me about the whole natural hair thing and community is that I feel like for a lot of people, there's still a particular type of natural or a particular type of hair that people go for.
Right.
And you can see it a lot in advertising, right? Like certain
Yes.
brands will only have like the light-skinned black girl with the long, wavy, curly, mixed girl waves. And I feel like that's really, really pervasive.
Mm-hmm.
So in the work that you do, how do you try to push back against that?
I will be honest with myself and with you. I think it's something I used to work on more, and it's something that I kind of, for a while, I've kind of been just observing the industry and figuring out what my place is in it. You know, it's more and more, you turn on the TV, and within the first, let's say, 10 commercials, you might see somebody who has natural hair, whereas it wasn't like that many years ago. So the representation of us is more visible, but is it a representation of all of us? Not really, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What bothers or irritates you most about the natural hair movement / community?
I guess what bothers me is what I was just talking about. I want to see a return to information and to uplifting each other and to sharing in a more genuine way. And I feel like that can be hard to find. So I have certain people that I follow because I know I'm getting good information from them, or certain people that I look to see what their hair looks like because I'm getting consistent inspiration that is realistic for my length or texture or whatever.
Have y'all seen that new Crown magazine?
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks so pretty.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
so disconnected from like that kind of beauty women's magazine world.
They're reclaiming it.
Like I don't read Cosmo. I don't read it.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like they're never gonna have like style tips just for you.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
they're never for me.
Yeah.
No,
So when
there
I-
might be one picture of a girl that looks like you in one of those kinds of stories, but that's
Right.
pretty much it.
And then the
Right.
next story is about how to get Kylie Kardashian's boxer braids. Like,
Yep.
get the fuck.
Oh yeah. Honestly, it took me aback by how much I enjoyed reading the magazine. I was like, whoa, this can be useful to me.
All these things that I can relate to.
Right.
Super relatable.
Yeah.
It was such a rare feeling to open a women's magazine and have like hair and makeup tips that applied to me.
We should put that in the newsletter.
Yeah. But
You
they had
should.
like simple things like here are the brands that make like good coconut oil.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
healthy, doesn't have too many chemicals in it, blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Doesn't cost $58.
Right. And I was
Okay.
like, okay, this is like a very simple thing that's very useful that I didn't even think I was missing in my life.
I feel like there's like 2 or 3 natural hair magazines, and I wish that I had this information at my fingertips right now, but I know that that's a small upsurgence that's happening that's really encouraging for me as a naturalista and as a writer. Like, please bring it back. That's really cool.
Yeah. Would you ever consider turning Afrobella, the website, into a zine?
I used to think about that, but I don't know. I mean, my background is in print. I think you might know that. So I worked for a newspaper, and it's such a pain. So I really just love the digital form that I can be free, but I do like contributing to print because I want to make sure, like what we were talking about with a magazine like Cosmo, for example, I want to make sure that we're in everything.
Yeah.
And that our voices are always, you know, where we may not be expected to be. So I think that's something that's also really important to have Black women with natural hair, with a different aesthetic of beauty, bringing their opinions to the table at all of these mainstream magazines, as well as having our own thing.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a lot of people who wrote us with questions. Everybody is like, please bless my edges. Please teach me and show me. Okay, so this one actually comes from a friend of mine. Her name is Erin, and she makes delicious turkey. I know this because I was at her house for Friendsgiving. Hey, girl. She says, my hair tangles super duper easy. Is there anything I can do to prevent this?
There's so many different things that lead to tangles, but we all have tangles. We all get tangled. and she needs probably the right kind of tools. So I use the Weedad double detangling brush, which is kind of expensive. It's heavy.
Yeah, Weedad is
It is pricey, but it works. You can also get variations of that at your beauty supply store, just like a really wide tooth comb. If you go to thedetangledbrush.com, and that works amazing. It makes my curls pop after I use that.
Hey.
Yeah, shout out. And then there's like Kinky Curly Not Today. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of that?
I used to love Not
Today is the bomb.
Oh my god.
Not Today is the bomb. It's been out for a long time and it
Yes.
still works. So, I mean, sometimes I wind up skipping over some of the uber natural conditioners and using like Aussie 3-Minute Miracle, because that actually has really good slip for detangling.
I also really like Suave.
Yeah, I like Suave
I think,
too,
has
and I
good
like
slip.
Herbal Essences. Hello
And it's like
Hydration.
$3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like some of these drugstore products actually have really good slip, so I use them to detangle.
What does that mean?
What slip?
Oh, baby heaven.
What is good slip?
It's just the ingredient that is in the product that helps your hair have that ability to easily detangle.
Yeah, so it's like it makes it really easy to get like a brush or a comb.
yeah.
Like it just slips through really
Exactly.
easy.
Good
Good
slip.
slip.
Good
Okay.
slip. You know what else is great? I haven't had it in a while though, because I think they changed the recipe and I got an attitude, so I stopped buying it. But Trader Joe's has a conditioner, the Nourish Spot.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
I like Trader Joe's beauty products in general. Like, it's a very small section, but I can spend a lot of time in that section. They have jojoba oil. I always did like their conditioner, and you can add oils to your conditioner as you get, you know, especially if you're looking for more slip in the winter. You know, and for deep conditioning treatments, that's something that's good to do for winter.
The next question is very general, and it comes from my sister.
Okay.
Aww.
As you sort of mentioned, there's a lot of natural hair stuff now to the point where you can feel pretty overwhelmed.
Totally.
Yes.
And she's like, just where do I start? Like, how do I just have a healthier relationship with my hair? What
That's
are
a good question.
some standard, solid, healthy ways I can take care of it? And like, how do I navigate all the million
All of the
YouTubes
stuff.
and the Instagrams and the Tumblrs?
Okay. So I think the basic regimen that begins, I mean, for me, I had to strip myself of a lot of the expectations and stereotypes around hair in general, because it was like, you know, you read your standard magazines that aren't necessarily catered to us, and they'll say things like you should wash your hair every day or every 2 days, and it's like for us that's stripping away all of your natural oils, and it's making your hair too squeaky clean and too frizzy to have a good curl pattern, and
Just drying it out.
it just made my hair look terrible. So it took me a long time to figure out, wait a minute, brush my hair 100 times a day and wash my hair every day is not for me, and it's for somebody else.
I feel like that's such a simple point, but it's like a really hard conclusion to
I think
learn.
it's a thing that not a lot of people like know or think about.
Just like, duh, we don't have the same
We don't have the
process.
same process, and you can't tell me that my process is somehow dirty or unclean. It can be challenging to learn when every lesson is not in your language.
Oof, yes.
You have to figure out your new routine and your new regimen. So I'll shampoo every 7 to 10 days, use your co-wash, deep condition your situation. And you have to learn what ingredients your hair responds to, because some people like coconut oil, some people are allergic to nuts in general and can't use shea butter. You know what I mean? Like, there's all kinds of different variables in here. So you might watch a YouTuber and think that their hair looks like yours and it can help you, but the products they love may not work for your hair. So it really requires patience and trial and error. So don't give up on doing your research and figuring it out.
Okay, so somebody said, is it okay? And I mean, I feel like we just heard part of this answer. Is it okay to wash my hair every day because I'm working out and sweating?
It really depends on your hair texture, but my advice would be no. I mean, the people I know who work out super hardcore and have natural hair, or who, you know, take good care of their hair, basically you use some kind of sweat absorbing headband or tie your hair up so you kind of can avoid you know, getting your scalp super sweaty. But it happens, you know, you work out, you get sweaty.
I mean, I hear it happens.
rumor has it. So I don't know. I think that for people who work out all the time, you will know when you need to wash your hair. I don't think you need to wash it every day. And if you have curly hair or natural hair, then you might want to start using conditioner wash or the no poo or low poo products like Diva Curl, that kind of thing.
I like Diva Curl.
You
like
know,
that
I mean,
also.
their products
That's
work
good.
for me. Some people don't love them, but they've always worked for me, and I'm happy with them.
And similarly, I feel like this is a good note to go out on, is knowing and remembering that what works for everybody may not work for you. Everybody is different. Everybody's curl pattern is different. Everybody's just like head and scalp and biology. Like, you have different problems that you have to ask different questions about. And like, I know when I started when I first went natural, I was like, okay, if I use this product, I'm going to get this kind of curl. And that's not how it works.
No.
So to all the naturals listening, just find something that works for you and know that even though Whitney is every woman, your curl products are not. I just made that up, y'all, by myself. It was good, right? Patrice, thank you so much for chit-chatting with us. Where can people find you and your work?
I am at afrobella.com, and on social media, just at Afrobella, facebook.com/Afrobella blog. It's just Afrobella most places. So yeah,
Afrobella everything.
Afrobella everything. And as long as the avatar looks like me, it's probably me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I hope you'll talk to us again and answer the rest of these 8 million questions that we got for you.
Whenever you guys want me back. Thank you for having me.
You're so sweet. Thank you. So a reason that conferences like Hair on Purpose are so important is because the world does not know what to do with Black women's natural hair.
Also, I'm a grown-ass woman who's still having to deal with people touching my hair.
The microaggressions.
Yo, tell me why.
Oh my gosh.
So what happened was...
First, wait, pause. Can I just say that all of my favorite stories have started off with, tell me why. Tell me how come. What happened, girl?
So there's a white woman in my life. And she had a copy of...
What's her name? Patty.
Let's call her Patty. Okay. Patty Mayonnaise. Patty Mayonnaise had a copy of the homie Phoebe Robinson, comedian extraordinaire.
Shout out to Phoebes.
Who has a book out called You Can't Touch My Hair and Other Things I Still Have to Explain.
The still in there is just
The
like a
still
church
is-
sermon. That one word. Still.
Listen.
Still.
So I saw that book on her desk. I was like, oh, dope. She knows about cool things.
Patty trying to wake up.
Patty is awaking.
Patty got an alarm clock.
In process. The alarm clock is set. She has not awoken.
She's just waiting on it to go off.
But it could happen soon. Next week.
Don't tell me Patty hit snooze on the alarm. Don't tell me.
She be snoozing. Tell me why. Just we're talking. It's casual. We're chilling. And then a drive-by petting. And then it happened. And I was like, whoa.
Was this recently?
Like 4 months ago.
God damn it, Patty.
Oh, Patty Mayonnaise.
Damn it. Not that it matters, but like, what style was your hair in?
A not decent twist out. Like, it wasn't popping, but I was still salty.
Oh my gosh.
So she didn't mess anything up per se.
Right.
But that's beside the point.
In 2016.
So I was like, I guess I thought seeing the book was like, okay, I can filter out this white person.
I can relax a little bit.
As a person who's going to touch me.
Yeah, I can turn off my invisible, get the fuck off my hair foreskin.
Yes.
That I always have on.
So a part of me still always feels absurd not having a response to this because it happens enough where I'm like, I should just have a stock answer.
Yeah. But I feel like it's always so surprising in the moment. Like, even though you know it's a thing that happens, you're like, people are still doing this?
Patty Mayonnaise still at it again.
God damn it. So how did you respond?
To be honest, I wish I had responded in the moment, but I didn't. Like, I had to look like a split second.
Like, literally, what just happened to me?
And then I was like, oh, that just happened to me. And I kind of like shrunk in myself.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm too grown for this. She's too grown for this.
Right. She should know better.
So now I've been thinking about, all right, Heben, you got to get it together. This is going to keep happening.
Yeah.
So I came up with a few little responses I want to run past you.
Yeah.
A little song.
Yay. I can't wait to hear.
So you know how when you get an abortion.
Wow.
You know how they be making all these clauses now? Like.
What a start to a sentence. I love it. I'm here for it.
Like in Ohio, there was just recently the most strict abortion laws in the country.
Nauseating.
That basically require you to have a funeral for a fetus.
Which is wild.
But it's just like, oh, you wanna touch my hair? There are some protocols we must go through.
Right.
There are some funerals you must have. So I want a little casket that says white privilege. You can just set that down like a river or something. Have a ceremonial burning.
Every time you touch somebody's hair, you have to bury part of your white privilege.
Then, maybe I'll consider it. I'll think about it. I'm not saying yes. I'm saying I'll consider. I'm generous. I'm thoughtful. Okay.
But no, that thing about like not having a response in the moment is so real. I have my own patty mayonnaise. Or I had my own patty mayonnaise. I think I've done a good job of excising all of my patties.
That haunts us.
I mean, you can never fully get rid of them because America, but
yes,
I've done a good job in curating my real life Twitter feed.
Real life Twitter feed?
Yeah, you got to unfollow some people in real life sometimes.
Oh, that's so real.
Bam, block them.
If only the mute function worked like that. I'm going to just put this remote on mute.
Yes. Speaking of like not knowing how to respond in the moment.
Oh, every time.
That reminds me of a story that I might have told on the podcast before.
Okay.
But I used to work with this woman who would only describe me and introduce me to other people that I worked with as Tracy with the crazy hair.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like she introduced me to her children that way. So she's teaching the new generation of white folks how to be as inappropriate as fucking possible with black women in their hair. Nice, Patty. So one day I come in with my hair straight because I had to get a trim. This is like the only time I straighten it. And she was like, oh, you look so professional now. And like, I remember I just looked at her and kind of like grinned and like, but not like the happy grin, but just like,
that's cute,
like
girl.
that kind of, because I didn't know, like, I was like, is it worth me trying to like educate this woman who is clearly an asshole and is not going to, Also, I get tired of having to do that shit. So I didn't say anything. But if I had the energy to, I would have asked her a series of questions that would have ended in her embarrassing herself. Like, just like straight up, just like, oh, what do you mean? So you didn't think that my hair was professional before?
Okay, yes, playing it earnest.
Yeah, like what? Why wasn't it professional?
Explain it to me.
Yeah. So what is professional hair? Also, your hair is professional.
Oh, girl, word?
But my hair doesn't grow like that.
What's
so
the
should
subtext there?
Yeah. Straightening my hair is really bad for me. Should I do it anyway to look more professional?
What do you think, Patty?
What do you think, Patty? Tell me.
I love how you turn into Kanye at the end. You ain't got the answers, Patty.
You ain't got them.
You know what you should do?
What?
You should insert a spider web into your hair.
Sure.
And then have like an Anansi like spider.
Yeah.
Who shouts African proverbs. Like, you thought ancient African proverb, you thought you could touch my hair.
I dare you.
I dare you.
I dare you. Do it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Microaggressions.
Or maybe, you know how like white people are always ashy?
Of course.
Maybe I'll let you touch my hair if you let me touch your elbows.
Oh, let me put some lotion on your knees.
Or
how
play
about that?
tic-tac-toe on your thigh. All right.
Yes.
I can work with this.
With a broken fingernail so it gets in there. Yo, you know what Linda Holmes said on Twitter today?
What?
I retweeted something about like people touching black girls' hair. And Linda was like, sometimes I imagine, I'm going to fuck this up. This is not exactly what she said. She was
We love you, Linda.
We love you, girl. She said something like, it's kind of like akin to somebody walking up to a stranger and putting their finger in their mouth.
Oh!
But I was like, kind of.
You know what it's like?
What?
The thing that I hate the most. Wet willies.
I want to make a flag, the don't tread on me flag. I want to make one that says, don't give me a wet willy.
Tracy, we gotta go.
We gotta cut this.
It's too much. This is too much.
So we're going to be talking to Yene Damtew in a little bit. But first, if you follow either of us on any of the social media things, then you know that we somehow got into a White House Christmas party.
I'm dancing in the studio. It was so dope.
I mean, we were invited. We didn't just like sneak in. I don't want to give the impression that you can actually sneak into the White House.
One could not if one looked like us.
Do not invite, especially. Don't advise trying. It's not going to end well. But shout out to John Stanton, who works
Shout
at
out to
BuzzFeed,
John,
who got us in.
The homie.
Gosh. But y'all, we met.
It happened.
The president and the first lady. First of all, we looked amazing.
First of all, the slayage.
Can I tell you about Heben's dress?
Can I tell you about Tracy's gown?
Oh, we're a gown. It was awesome.
We look great.
We did look great. You can follow us on Instagram and see all the pictures. So we did the thing where we stand in the long ass line to take pictures with the first lady.
There's this whole like processional that happens every
There's
holiday
a lot
Christmas
of standing
party.
in lines, a lot of line standing. And so I almost cried.
First of all, the Marine or person who was like right before when they give you a little card and they're like, we're going to announce you to the president.
Because they care about pronouncing your name correctly.
Yes.
Which is fucking amazing.
Oh my God. I was so touched by that.
Yes.
So the Marine comes over to us and she's like, how would you describe her? Pointing to me. And we're like, we're sister friends.
Yeah, we're like, friends, coworkers.
And they're like, so
everything.
Friend.
We're like, yes.
Because the thing they do is like announcing Tracy Clayton
and her
sister girlfriend.
Could you imagine Marine saying that?
So they're like, we're going to call you friend.
Right. And they do it in like such a regal way, like a very loud, like moving voice. And I'm like, oh shit, I just forgot every instruction that I was given. I forgot.
I saw it happen.
She
Tracy
did.
was like, can you say all of that again?
I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And he was like, just stand here. Just walk this way. And so I walked up to them.
I could tell he was fed up because he was like, this is the point where you should, like, I've already said what you should do.
Right.
And like the thing is happening right now.
Exactly.
Just go.
I was trash. I was useless. So I walk up first and I'm like, I cannot believe that this is motherfucking happening. So I take the president's hand, right? I don't know what else to do. So my dumb ass curtsies.
Okay.
And then
it's not a dumb thing to do.
I think it's pretty fucking dumb.
Okay. If you see Tracy's dress, it is a gown.
I think
it is a
gown
situation. You're not gonna curtsy in like a little like bodycon dress. Right?
I mean, I probably would have, honestly. I just didn't know what to do with my body.
The dress calls for a curtsy.
It does. And I think that's what he said. Also, like, I tried not to like linger too long, right? But I don't know if you noticed, but like they were so present and like they really wanted to make like a human connection. So Obama, both of them have amazing eye contact.
Yes.
I could not look the president in his eyes. I couldn't. And I remember being like, oh my God, I just curtsied. I'm sorry. I didn't know what else to do. Like I say this out loud and he laughs and I'm like, oh my God, I made the president laugh. I can't believe it. And then he said something. He was like, and he says the word beautiful. Now, he was probably talking about my dress. I have chosen to believe that he was talking about me.
It is obviously all of the above.
I was like, oh my gosh, your wife is right here.
Chill.
God. And so like I remember trying to like hurry up and get in my spot so we could take the picture and leave. But he kind of like, he kept like holding my hand. He was like, no, I'm like saying this thing. Like
I do think present is a good word to describe that
and
atmosphere.
I was like, oh shit, I'm supposed to like stay here and like continue to like look. I could not look in his face.
We only prepared one line.
I know.
What do you mean I have to say two sentences?
Because we only had like 4 or 5 seconds to like take a picture and like say everything that we've been wanting to say.
Word.
My favorite part was when you forgot to acknowledge the first lady.
That's not what happened. I was so overwhelmed. I forgot to shake her hand.
Right.
To the point where she had to reach out to me.
And I love that she did that though. Like she like paused.
I was like, girl, I'm sorry.
She could have been like, yeah, let's just take this picture and get it over with. I've been standing here for I don't know how many days. I'm tired. But she was like, no, wait, what's your name? And like reached over me to like tap me on your
Tracy.
shoulder. And I was so touched by that.
I was
so
too.
touched. Also, they're so tall.
They smell like tallness and freshness. Like tallness.
Okay, speaking of smells. So everybody has wanted to know,
of course,
what the president smells like. If you're a new listener, this is because I am kind of obsessed with what celebrities smell like, especially him though. Especially him.
Okay.
Everybody's like, what does he smell like? What does he smell like?
What's your read of the situation?
So I'm going to give you guys the answer.
Okay.
Well, we're going to give you the answer.
Oh my God. Drum roll.
The answer is I did not or could not smell him because
all my smelling faculties exited the premise.
I don't think I breathed. So in the way that we were standing, Heben stood next to the president, so I wasn't close enough to smell him. But I trust your nose and your olfactory sensibilities. I don't know what's happening.
He smelled, I would say, very tall.
Yes.
Crisp, clean.
I love a clean smelling man. I love it.
And like very professorial, like smart learning. You could just smell it on him.
Good word.
He knows stuff.
Learned. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. So that's what the president smells like.
Exclusive.
In the 3 seconds that we had left to
gather ourselves
from the president and his wife, I looked at Michelle, who again had amazing eye contact, and I was just like, ask Valerie Jarrett, aka your bestie.
Ask your girl.
Ask your girl about her interview on Another Round. And you know what she said?
What did she say, Tracy? What did Michelle Obama say?
She said, and I quote, "Oh yeah, I wanted to do that." Bitch! She knew about the show!
Hey, Tracy, we made it. Hey, Tracy, we made excited.
So maybe it'll happen, y'all.
It's gonna happen.
No,
I
maybe we
believe
should start a Twitter campaign.
2017 Black Girl Magic.
It's gonna happen.
Already in effect. What?
Float us in the stew.
Float us in the stew. What?
Float us in the stew.
Hey.
Float us in the stew. Float us in the stew.
Hey. Hey.
So it was magical and amazing and perfect.
One, to see that many brown people in the White House was amazing.
First of all, but I also felt sad because I was like, ain't gonna be nobody in the fucking Trump White House.
The undercurrent of the entire night was like, yo, what's this party gonna be like next year though? Next year's party though? Who coming? Oh
my gosh.
Y'all, I feel so blessed. We did good, Tracy.
You know, man, we did amazing. And you know what? We deserve it.
We deserve it.
You deserve it, Heben. You deserve it.
You pop it, Tracy.
Have you looked at yourself today?
Michelle Obama, have you looked at yourself today?
You popping.
Yes. Oh, it was beautiful, y'all.
So we are going to chat with Yene Damtew, who is the stylist for all of the Obama women in the White House. We're going to do that in a minute, but first, we're going to take a break. We're going to pay some bills. Going to get some refills. You know the drill. You know the deal. I keep it real. You know how I feel.
Young Hieronymus. Yes. We back. Young Hieronymus on our mic, son.
You're welcome. Support for Another Round comes from Squarespace. With Squarespace, you get a unique domain experience that's simple to set up and an all-in-one platform to help you create a beautiful website. Which brings me to a game of Would You Rather Internet Edition. And here is where we invite Tyler Sorensen from BuzzFeed's creative department into the studio to ask me one hard Would You Rather question about the internets. Hi, Tyler.
Hey, Tracy.
What's up?
Not much. I have your question, though, if you want to answer that.
Let's do it.
Here it is. It's, would you rather your employer see your search history or your parents?
Easy answer. I would rather have my employer see my search history because I can blame it on working for a company as strange as BuzzFeed. Like, oh, I had to look up this very embarrassing thing because I'm researching it for a post. But I would have no excuses for my mom. I mean, I guess it could have been just be like, no, it's for work.
So you don't really care who
sees
it?
Care.
Okay.
Show it to the world. Get your unique domain today at squarespace.com. If you sign up for a year, the domain is completely free, and you can also save 10% off your first purchase with the offer code Another Round, as in the title of the wonderful show that you are listening to right now. Make your Make your next move with Squarespace.
Yo, and we're back.
Hey.
Before we get to our conversation with the stylist of the ladies, Obama, we wanted to ask y'all one more time to leave us some messages for our holiday Callin Show.
Yes.
I'm so excited for this.
We want your stories. We want the tea. We want the gossip. We want the juice, good or bad, about all of the post-election conversations that you're having with your families over the holidays. Hopefully you survive them. Please survive them because we need your stories.
We love you.
We love you. You can call us with your stories and leave us a message, short and concise, at 562-HITS-BUZZ or 562-448-2899. My dad still does not know that he has become an
Tracy.
icon because it hit me on the buzz. He does not know.
Once we start selling like cell phone cases, I'm gonna need you to let him know.
I'll consider it. Or you can email us your stories at anotherround@buzzfeed.com and tell us where it happened. What happened was. One of our lovely, talented producers will get back to you, and we're going to have us a chat soon about what happened and how you did. We believe in you. You got this.
And now, let's get to our conversation with Yene Damtew, stylist extraordinaire for the people, like the Obama women. Like, she does it all, y'all.
Yes.
Hey.
So I just want to know, like, from the beginning, let's start at the beginning. Like, how did you get from, like, styling school to the White House?
Okay, so I started hair school when I was 16. I was a junior in high school, and the cosmetology program in Southern California is 1,600 hours. So I started the program. I was like, oh, I'm going to go to hair school while I'm in high school. And then when I graduate and when I go to college, I'll do hair because I always had a passion for hair.
What is hair school like?
It's intense. It's chemistry. It's science. It's
tell me more.
A little bit. Yeah, it's crazy. Like we learn about hydrogen bonds and oxygen bonds and disulfide bonds. And then when you think of like chemically, changing the hair, how you break it down with relaxers, hydrogen peroxide and thioglycolate. And while I was in hair school, I met my mentor, Johnny Ray, and I met him because my brother works in entertainment and my boss is gay. And he was trying to holler at my straight brother.
Oh my
And my
God.
brother was just like, yeah, it's quite entertaining. And he still talks about it to this day. Like we were talking the other day and he was like, yeah, girl, your brother.
Oh, Lord.
Nonetheless, my brother saw an opportunity. I was looking for a mentor and he was just like, he's all about networking. So he was just like, I have a sister. She's looking for a mentor. So he connected us. And when he connected us, it was in 2008. I was shocked because Johnny worked at Frederick Fekkai. And I was like, you're a black man? You work at Frederick Fekkai?
What is that name? Like a high
bougie
end?
ass. Yes. It was in Beverly Hills on Melrose.
Ooh. So I assume that's all white people.
Right. Has to be,
Yes.
right?
Did you grow up learning how to do white people's hair?
That was a question I had too.
No.
From a very, very early age, I was just like, it's just a segregated space, and that's how it is. Black people do black people's hair, and then white people do white people's hair. And I think that because when I was young, like, I went to an actual white hairstylist once, and y'all.
Oh my God.
Oh my Jesus.
It is a segregated space. And I think that one of the things that I have tried to do with my brand and my career and my clientele is to not make it like that. I think that what a lot of people fail to realize is that it's all about texture. And there are Jewish women who have curly, thick, unruly hair just like us that wear relaxers.
True. And also
as
black
women.
people who have like very fine hair as well.
Exactly. One of my best friends has extremely fine, soft hair. She doesn't need all the same amount of heat that other black women need. She doesn't need a pressing comb. One of the benefits about hair school is you learn about textures. And the culture of a black hair shop is very different than the culture of any other hair shop.
Right.
There is something that the black hair shop offers to the black culture that it serves for so many other things. It serves as a place of camaraderie. It serves as a place for you to network. I feel like as a hairstylist, I'm not just a hairstylist. I'm a therapist. I'm a friend.
Right.
I have clients that are going through all types of shit.
You get all the tea.
All the tea, girl, all the tea. It's very interesting what the salon space offers and provides. And it's for me to be where I am today. I think back, I was in hair school when the president was running for the first term. And I remember every day I used to pick up a newspaper. And during roll call, I used to sit in the back and read the newspaper because I used to keep up. That's when I started to keep up with politics. So it's very interesting to be like, I never thought those days that I would ever work with these people ever.
But look at
I never
God.
thought
look
that
at the universe working.
I never thought that I would work there. So it's a crazy thing. And I always have like this joke with my dad. He's just like 1,600 hours to 1,600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh, dad jokes.
And I'm just like, I'm like, that's so cute, because you don't finish hair school until you get 600 hours and you clock in and clock out with an old school timestamp, and every hour, every minute counts.
Right. Can you tell us about some of your celeb clients? Like, can you rattle off a few names for us?
Yeah, so
let the people know.
Yeah.
I've worked with Tracy Ellis Ross.
Hey,
I've worked with June Ambrose recently.
Ooh.
I actually work with Lisa Ray today.
Oh shit! Yeah, was she wearing white?
She was wearing white. I don't think that she wears any other color.
I cannot believe how dedicated she is to that. I love it. It's so ridiculous.
I've worked with Hugh Jackman.
Oh gosh.
What is it like to style a Hugh Jackman? What do you do with that hair?
Yeah, don't you just put mousse in it?
Girl, male grooming is so easy. Yes, I put some wax in it and took a blow dryer and trimmed his mustache.
That's amazing.
Who else have I worked with? I've worked with Cynthia Bailey. I've worked with Kim from Housewives of Atlanta.
So lots of black women I'm hearing.
Yeah, majority black women.
Okay.
Majority of black
so
women.
The biggest question that I have, I have 1,000 questions, but one of the things that I'm most interested in is when you are picking a hairstyle, right, for a black woman celebrity who's highly visible, who's going to be on some sort of public platform and people are going to see her, white folks are going to see her. How much do you think about the image that woman portrays and the image that you're trying to help her project? How much do you take into consideration when you're picking a hairstyle for the very, very visible black celebs that you style?
I think more than anything, I think about the complete look. I think that hair is an accessory. And I think that you have to look at the complete look. I don't want to make a hair statement single-handedly, and I think that I think with Tracy Ellis Ross's state dinner look, where we gave her 2 braids,
Slayed.
All white dress.
It was like
2 glorious braids.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Okay, walk us through it. Like, how did you decide on those 2 braids?
It was a conversation that we had together. We had met previously, like about maybe a week or 2 prior, and we just kind of our energy, we vibed, and my hair was actually in 2 braids, so it was interesting. So when we connected, and we talked about like the look that she was going for, she was just like, yeah, I was thinking braids. And I was just like, great, what are you wearing? And once I saw what she was wearing, it became this exchange where I was like, what do you think about these types of braids? But if we do this different and we leave a little texture and we enhance it here, we make it looser. And it became, because her personality is very fun and free, it was like, I don't want your hair to be perfectly coiffed, because you don't normally wear your hair perfectly coiffed. You wear your hair free. Her hair says a lot about her personality. I think that it goes hand in hand. So I'm not going to give you some sleek, perfectly coiffed hairstyle, because that's not you. You're fun.
Right. That's awesome.
You know, with all my clients, I always ask like, well, what are you wearing? And I do try to study my clients prior to working with them. So for example, when I worked with Aja Naomi King, I looked at how she's worn her hair in the past. And I've looked at what she's worn recently on red carpets to get a feel for what her hair looks like and the style that she's been wearing. So I think that that's very important. Because if someone normally wears a bang, I'm not going to be like, yeah, girl, let's put your hair in a bun.
Yeah.
Pull all your hair off
Let
your
me just
face.
totally rearrange yourself for you.
So
I'm curious what your, just as a fellow Ethiopian person, what your conversations about hair were like growing up. Because I feel like Ethiopians have a very peculiar position in the sort of quote unquote good hair conversation. I love that on your website you say good hair is healthy hair.
Yes.
Yeah, well, so I don't have good hair, you know, in the sense of like in the Habesha community, in the Ethiopian community, like I don't have the big bouncy curls. Like my hair doesn't do that, you know, and I think that
there's a strange way that, you know, like the big curls take up all the space, as if there are only one type of like Ethiopian hair. I feel like
exactly, and there's not.
It's definitely on that Drake wave, like
yeah, the Drake
East African
girl. Every rapper comment and shouted us out. Everybody shouts us out. We popping.
But I do feel like I had to like sort of unlearn some of those compliments, because in my mind it was a compliment, but then I realized.
Did you hear that a lot, Heben?
Yeah. The other thing is, another thing, I don't know if you've experienced this, but growing up in the Habesha culture and like the Ethiopian culture, Ethiopian or Eritrean, East African altogether, there's this thing that they say, you know, a woman's beauty is her hair. So
that's a lot of
all
pressure.
my family in 2012, I cut all my hair off, and my mother was like, she's growing it back. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not growing it back. I'm a hairstylist. I like to change my hair, and DC is a very conservative city, and you don't see people be as creative. And growing up in Southern California, like just to piggyback onto the conversation where you were like, how was it growing up with like in the Habesha household with hair?
Right.
I used to gel my hair down till it was rock solid.
I remember
hard,
those days.
Listen, and baby hairs and all that stuff. And when
curls.
I would get in trouble, my parents would take away my gel because they were
Oh
like,
my God.
you're trying to be like these little black girls out here. Like, you don't have no family. Like, you have family. What do you know, that was what I was like,
whoa,
I'm just putting gel in my hair.
Right.
I'm just putting gel in my hair.
That's intense.
That's a lot.
like-
Where do you think that comes from?
First generation immigrants. I think that society portrays the black culture to be something that it's not. And
So then when you're an immigrant,
and when you're an immigrant, you just know what the TV and the media shows you. And more than anything, it was just like, my parents didn't want us to get discriminated against. And I grew up in Orange County. I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. I was the only black girl on the cheer squad.
Jesus.
Super, super white. Speaking of, I'm very curious to know, like, what do you teach your younger clients about their hair?
So I'm 100% like anti-relaxer.
Do you feel like the fact that you don't do relaxers like impacts your business?
No, because DC is a market where it is pro-natural, which is amazing.
So many naturals in DC.
And the thing is, I am my business card, and my clients are my business card. So I'm like, oh yeah. I tell like, she natural, I'm natural. She got a roller set. She got weave in her hair. She did this. You know, I change my hair up all the time. And I'm like, you want green hair? You want all that stuff? Put some weave in it. You don't have to damage your hair.
Word.
And then I have a client who came in a couple weeks ago, and we took her rose gold, and she was with me for 7 hours. She spent 7 hours in the salon. I said, oh, be prepared to spend all day with me, but I'll take you. I'll get you there. But I'm going to protect the health and integrity of your hair in the process.
That's what I want to hear from my stylist. Yeah. I'll get you there, girl.
Yeah.
One of the things that now that I'm like sort of more and more a part of the entertainment industry that I'm learning about is just like the way white women prepare and do their hair.
Oh my God.
And I think I grew up this whole time thinking like weave and tracks were like the domain of black women.
Yeah. Girl. Just, I don't know how many times I can keep saying girl. But yes, do not be fooled. They wear weaves just like us, and they get sew-ins just like us, and they glue them and they tape them and they micro bead them and they fuse them. They do it just like us, and they put on wigs. Like, let's talk about the Jenners. Let's talk about the Kardashians. You think that they be doing all this to their hair and it's their own hair? Absolutely not.
Right.
I have like a love-hate relationship with that, the fact of that, because there are things that they've done that it's like,
who's they? The
they
Kardashians?
get so much shine for. The Kardashians.
Oh, like Kim's boxer braids. Oh my God.
Thank you. Yeah, Kim's boxer
so
braids.
Revolutionary.
No, boo. Those are cornrows.
Listen,
old school. Go to the
literally
hood.
You can do a
go to
Google. Do a Google and figure it out. Like, don't just be out here just like renaming
it's not
our
rocket
shit.
science. But then you have people like Kylie who puts wigs on and makes her hair turquoise, and people are like, oh my God. Or Kim puts a wig on and then gets a front lace at that and dyes her hair blonde. And everyone's like, oh my God, did you see Kim Kardashian change her hair color?
So revolutionary.
No
one's ever done this before. She's so brave.
Like,
get out of here.
She got a front lace wig on, and her hairstylist is one of the stylists that made it. Tokyo Styles is a black man from Baltimore. What you showing me that we ain't already done?
Right.
Let's talk about an iconic moment in black women history.
Ooh, what's this?
Michelle Obama's bangs. The debut of those bangs.
That was a situation. Like,
people
everybody
lost
was like,
their
oh,
minds.
The bangs. There's been so many amazing styles. The bangs were inauguration, right?
Yeah.
The bangs were inauguration.
Tell me everything.
The reality of it is that as black women, when we do our hair as often as we do, the texture of our hair, we have to change it up. And change is necessary and it's inevitable. And I think that one of the things that you will see with the First Lady is that she's changed her hairstyles several times. She's had bangs, she's had highlights, she's had a bob, she's had
that crucial side sweep.
Woo!
And now she has a blunt haircut that she rocks so effortlessly and flawlessly. And it's just, I think that when you have a client that allows you to do whatever you want, and I think it goes back to the client stylist relationship. That ultimately is what it boils down to. And as long as you are able to, as a stylist, provide your client with the comfort and security to know that whatever you do is in their best interest, then you're good to go.
Man, I really want to ask you to do my hair right now, but I feel like it's unprofessional. So I'll wait till later. Yene, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you, ladies.
Where can people find you and your work on the internet? Instagram, social?
Instagram or my website. Same thing. Instagram at Yene Damtew. And my website is yenedamtew.com. YENEDAMTEW.com.
All right, everybody, you really need to check out Yene's Instagram. It's just full of flawless, beautiful black beauties.
You be holding it down. So I saw this on her Instagram. How to get rid of split ends. Mix 1 tablespoon honey, 1 teaspoon olive oil, 1 egg yolk, and 3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Then put that in a jar and go get a haircut. Bloop. Yo, Tracy McGee.
Wit.
Do you know what time it is?
No, I don't own a watch.
It is time to buy some rounds, time to buy some rounds, time to buy some rounds. Yo, can I buy a round for one of my favorite vines?
Please do. We only have a little bit of time to celebrate Vine before it goes away.
Okay, Vine is dead, but it's still alive in my heart. And one of the things, I feel like we reference this all the time on the podcast, and I don't know if we've properly introduced the Vine. So there is a one Kenneth Kenneth is
I'm
a
so
child.
excited already.
He is a teen. And, on the first day of school, moms be so excited.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you got your fresh outfit, so
Right.
you're excited.
And you just looking all just like fresh to death.
So there's this glorious vine of Kenneth on his first day
There's
of
lots
school.
of glorious vines in this style.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of glorious vines of Kenneth. But here is one.
Uh-huh.
Just a sample of many.
Ooh, my boy going to school. Fuck it up, Kenneth. Kenneth, fuck it up. Fuck it up, Kenneth.
Ooh, my boy going to school. Fuck it up. Oh, fuck it up.
Everybody, if you are on a Google machine, Google it right now so you can see it. It's going to be in the newsletter. Make sure you sign up. BuzzFeed.com/anotherround/newsletter. But what happens in all of these vines, like there's Kenneth on his way to school, Kenneth on his way to prom, Kenneth on the way to every place. And the person playing Kenneth's mom is just so hype about Kenneth.
Yeah.
So in every vine, Kenneth's doing like his little pose and dance.
Yes.
And the mom just like, ooh, my boy Kenneth going to prom. Fuck it up, Kenneth. Fuck it up, Kenneth. Fuck it up, Kenneth.
Ooh, my boy Kenneth going to prom. Fuck it up, Kenneth.
She's so proud. I love it. I love it so much.
I can't wait till I have children to do that.
Just for that part.
Ooh, my baby going to nursery school.
Fuck it up,
Fuck
baby.
it up, baby. Fuck it up. Baby, fuck it up.
And he's got like these fresh ass Air Forces on and
And
everything.
this huge smile. It makes me so happy.
So good, y'all.
Watch all the Kenneth vines.
Shout out to all the babies on Vine.
Okay, I have a round 2.
Who you buying around for, Tracy?
So keeping with the hair theme because I had hair on my brain, and also because I washed my hair.
Brain. So sorry. One, that'd be gross if it was on your actual brain.
Ew.
And
It would probably
like,
be
dangerous.
uncomfortable too. What if you could like fit? Okay, this is
I already regret thinking about this.
Yeah, it's what you get. It's what you get.
What you got in your brain hairs?
It's time to go home.
I apologize.
I am buying around for drugstore hair products.
I thought you were gonna say drugs. To be
That's
honest,
next week, Kevin. That's next week. But I remember when I first went natural, you go through this product junkie phase where you just like, I need to try everything. I want to try everything. This curling custard, this fucking hair souffle, this moisture milkshake.
tiramisu.
Yeah, like it's always
They're all
like
weird-ass
food
desserts.
names, first of all. Like that's weird. But like you just go through and you spend so much money because you think that you have to have an expensive product for your hair
Especially
to look the
because
way.
like just the products like your Maybellines, your whatever's,
Right.
like have not
No.
catered to your hair. So
Because
obviously
when
it has to be
you-
like a specialized, expensive product.
Yeah, and the thing that I didn't know when I was younger and perming my hair was that I can use white people products. I didn't know that.
Revelatory.
Because when you have a perm, you can't it's a whole thing. Like you take care of permed hair one way, you take care of natural hair another way. And when I went natural, and I was like, wait a minute, I can just walk into like a fucking Walgreens and get Suave and put it in my hair and be good. Suave is literally $2. $2. I can afford that.
Same.
Versus like some other brands that are like literally $58.
Whatever's daughter's nieces or whatever. I feel like it's either
Mama
like
Nim's curling custard. I'm not paying $60 for
I feel like it's either like a food dessert situation or just like your mom and her cousin and her mama too.
Exactly. Yeah, and like you don't have to spend like upwards of $20 on a
Honestly,
hair product to
Tracy,
get good shit.
I think I learned that lesson best from you.
Oh.
When you put me onto Suave.
Oh my God.
Or just like even an herbal essence will get the job done. You just have to be aware
and it smells good.
of what you're putting in your hair, what you're taking out of it,
Exactly.
It's an education situation.
Exactly. You have to stay on top of it, but like you can use like
Shout out to CVS brand anything.
Shout out to everything brand, everything that's affordable. Honestly, my favorites are Suave Conditioner, Eco Styler Gel. I have got a life size, like an Olympic swimming pool size jar of Eco Styler for like $3. It's crazy. And coconut oil.
Word.
Bam. You don't need Mama Nim's moisture milk.
$40 moisture milk.
You don't need it.
From a goat's teat. I apologize, but I don't.
So that's my round. Them's are my rounds.
Yo, shout out to people who care about natural hair on a budget.
Listen, because you can
it's
spend
difficult.
a lot of money if you try
Difficult.
to. It is.
Also, shout out to all the moms with their like random recipes. Put an egg and then some mayonnaise,
I
and
know.
then
Yo, can I tell you really quickly that at the height of my natural like shit, my obsession, I made one of those little homemade.
Oh Lord,
one of those homemade deep conditioners with an egg.
Did you bake an egg in your hair?
I baked a fucking egg in my hair because the water was too hot, so it cooked in my hair. I was so fucking
That's a hard-boiled egg right here.
Just like right at the top. Just like right.
All the
just
steam.
Like, I was like, is that dandruff and why is it yellow? That's not right.
I cannot. We have to leave, Tracy. We gotta
Let's go home. Let's
I'm
go
dead.
home. Haven't we did it? I'm so glad you're back.
Tracy, we made it.
It's so much more fun with you in the studio.
I love you, Tracy.
Credits. Let's do some credits, huh?
This has been such a dope episode. I feel like I've learned so much about myself.
Aw,
Low key.
that's awesome.
But also, like, I just feel so affirmed.
I'm just so seen.
Shout out to all the babies.
Oh my gosh. Remember the Hair on Purpose babies? Thank you to the one and only Afrobella, aka Patrice Yersick, aka the godmother of brown beauty blogging, and Yene Damtew, who hopefully will actually be doing my hair. Shout out to the Pod Squad. This episode was produced by Auntie Nina, who we are so happy to have, Miss Nina Paddock, and Julia Furlan, who we are always excited to see in the studio with us. It's a beautiful day.
Hit him with the shoulders, Julia.
Hey,
hit him with the shoulders. Yes.
With editorial oversight from Eleanor Kagan and Meg Kramer. Moms,
holding it down.
Holding it all the way down. And production support from
Chiquita
Pascal, who went to go talk to the babies for us. She's amazing, amazing. Thank you to Paul Ruest at Argo Studios. Thank you to our in-house musicians, Miss Jean Gray and Don Will. You can follow Jean Gray on Twitter at Jean Greasy. You can follow Don Will at Don Will, DONWILL. And I think that they both put out new music recently.
Exclusive.
I could also be wrong. To find out, go to their Twitters.
Shout out to Brokey McPoverty.
Oh yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Brokey McPoverty. And shout out to Heben Rants.
Hey.
You can follow her on Twitter at Heben Rants.
Yo, if you want more updates about like all the casual slayage, we're you know,
which
just
you must
just on the side.
You
like,
must,
oh,
darling.
Michelle.
Darling, you
oh my
must.
God. So follow us, email us, Twitter us,
Facebook us.
At Another Round.
Subscribe to our newsletter once again, BuzzFeed.com/AnotherRound/newsletter. It is so good every week. Got everything.
Week.
And in the newsletter, we're going to have a roundup of all of the things that we talked about here, all of the products that Afrobella mentioned. We're going to have the Fuck It Up Kenneth Vines.
Oh,
we're going to put those in there
up.
for you. So make sure you subscribe. It's so good and it's so fun and it's a great way to get through your Friday. It's Christmas time. You're going to need a gift for somebody.
Listen.
If you would like perhaps in Another Round mug.
Ooh.
Perhaps a t-shirt.
Ooh.
Perhaps a mug or a t-shirt because it's so You can buy them at shop.buzzfeed.com. Check it out. Drink some wine, take your meds, call your person. Buy a onesie.
Okay.
Can I tell you that my black ass on Black Friday went to an Old Navy outlet strictly because it was down the street from my black ass house because I don't be doing Black Friday. And I found 2 onesies at Old Navy for like $15 a piece, maybe less than that.
I too own a onesie.
Just one?
You know who put me on?
Who?
Janelle James. You better re-listen to that episode.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, she was right. It should not
She
have
was
taken me
right.
this many episodes to be like, let me
Be
see.
about that onesie life.
I need to announce to everybody that in my G chat just now, Nina said, I too have a onesie. I too sing America.
Y'all, this is what we're dealing with. Nina is on another whole nother level. Levels.
Let's all go hold hands and go home.
Chiquita!
Bye.
Lemonade Gucci shoes for my girl. I'm sitting on 6s, no 20s in my.
Did you see RuPaul's Drag Race last night?
Of course I did.
It blew my mind.
It's all I ever talk about, and I can't find anybody to talk about it with, so I am so thankful that you're here.
I mean, you have become my RuPaul's Drag Race soulmate, and I am thrilled that we have a new podcast at BuzzFeed called The Library, where this is all we talk about.
Here, it truly is RuPaul's best friend race.
I could not agree with you more. So join us every Saturday as we recap the latest episode of Season 9 and gag over TV's best reality show.
Tune in wherever you find your podcasts.